What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be going over like the pros and cons of owning an NA and a twin turbo to kind of help you guys decide which car you want to buy. Because I know a lot of people ask me, hey, you know, should I get an NA or a TT? And it really just depends on what you are looking for. So like if you really love the body style but you're not necessarily in it for like having a lot of power, obviously go with the NA. If you love the body style and you really want a fast car, TT. But see, it's not just that simple. You have to look at what the purpose is of the car, if it's just a fun car on the weekends or whenever you want, or if you're gonna try to daily the car. You have to think about all those factors. If it's gonna be your only car, then I would suggest going with the NA because typically they have less problems than a twin turbo. Just because with twin turbos, you gotta worry about the turbos, boost lines, more stuff, more power, more issues. That's what I've always learned. The more power you have, the more issues you have. And with that, you also have to look at price range. A NA is gonna probably, just a generic NA, probably not gonna cost more than $5,000, and it's probably gonna be, you could get one probably as low as $1,000. A twin turbo, you're looking at $5,000, $6,000 being the bottom, $20,000, $30,000 if you're really going crazy as like the top. So price range, if your price range is only like $4,000, then you're probably not gonna get a TT for that. So you have to realize that. If you want a TT, you're gonna have to spend the money. And if you get a really cheap TT, most likely it's gonna have a lot of problems. Like this car. I did get it for a really good price, but problems. I mean, there's always something going on. Always. Like, I can't just hop in this car, drive for hours and not worry. I only like to really go like 20 minutes away, maybe 30, just because I don't want it to break down. And if it does break down, I want to be able to limp it home. And that's just this car. But typically, if you don't have a lot of money, I would say go with the NA, just because with the TT, you're gonna be spending a lot of money. That's just a typical thing with the TT, because like I said, most of the time they have a lot of problems. Just general, if you get a NA swap TT car, you're probably gonna spend less money, but they do have issues just because it was a swapped car. If you get a TT that was originally a TT, then you got high cast issues. And that's something most people delete. And a lot of the coolant lines they delete on the plenum just because it's so hard to remove, and typically you have to do a lot of work on them, a lot of more maintenance. I would also say age does play a big factor. You might not think so, but just from my experience, like if I was 16 and I bought a twin turbo, I feel like I would have ruined that car because one, I wouldn't have had the respect for it. Two, I wouldn't know how to work on it myself, just because most 16-year-olds don't know all this stuff. Just because you're young, it's probably your first car. Yes, you probably read a bunch of books, but books only help so much. You have to get in it first. And so that's why I kind of started with an NA, had a couple NAs, or well, I guess 2 NAs. And then I went to the TT once I felt like I was ready to handle the issues of a TT, like as in, if I have to, I'll pull the motor, because I don't have the money to go pay someone to do all of it. Now, if you're 16 and you're friggin' ballin' rich, then go for it. Go buy a twin turbo. Pay the person to fix it, whoever it is. You're golden. But if you're a typical 16-year-old with a typical 16-year-old job, I would not suggest getting a twin turbo, even though it would be so cool. I know it seems like, oh, it's gonna be so great. It's fast. Cool, no one has them, blah blah blah. But you gotta look at, you know, do you have thousands of dollars just to drop on a dime? I mean, your turbo blows, you're looking at, you know, if it's one, you replace with stock, you're looking at least $400 or $500 just in parts. Not even including that you gotta pull your motor out in order to do it. If you want to upgrade turbos, you're talking about $2,000 to $3,000 if you blow both of them and you want to upgrade. It's a lot more expensive versus the NA. The only thing you could really upgrade is like headers, exhaust, intake. That's pretty much it for it. I mean, I guess you could upgrade the ECU, but it's not really gonna help too much. And headers, I would not recommend doing headers on NA because the power gain is not a lot compared to how much work it is. So I would not recommend it, just my opinion, but who am I, right? But yeah, so just, you know, if you're 30s and you just want a car for fun, you have money, you're not worried about it that much, it can sit in the garage for a month and it won't matter, then by all means, get a twin turbo. If it has to sit for a little while, it does. If not, if it doesn't break down, you're good to go, obviously. And really that's the biggest thing. And I remember being 16 and really debating on, do I want an NA or a twin turbo? Luckily for me, the price range, and there was only NAs in my area, so I didn't even have a twin turbo I could possibly buy, and I needed a car, so I went with an NA. But I'm so glad that I didn't have this in high school where I had to drive it every day, because man, whew, that would suck. You'd wake up in the morning and it just wouldn't run right, and you gotta drive to school, and if you're late, you obviously get in trouble, and I would be late a lot of days because this thing, I mean, one day I woke up and I turned it on and all of a sudden there's like fuel spraying out of a line. Just randomly busted on startup, like, whew. But yeah, this is kind of just my 2 cents, just a quick little video because a lot of people do ask me like which is better, like what route should I go? And I don't know, it's just my opinion. None of this is facts besides like it will break, that's a fact. But I don't know, I'm just trying to help you guys out a little bit from my experience, since I have owned a few 300ZXs, both NA and twin turbo, and I've kind of had to deal with both of the problems that they've both had and whatnot. So yeah, but don't be discouraged. If you want to get a 300, go get it and learn, because it's really not that bad. Yes, you have to be patient, because the thing about 300s is it's all stacked, so you have to remove a bunch of things to get down to where you want to be, and it's really tight. So you have to be patient. It's not necessarily super hard or impossible, you just have to be patient when you're doing it. If you freak out and throw tools, and then it's never gonna get done. But if you're patient, you have cool friends around, you have good music on, it's not that bad to work on, in my opinion. But yeah, go get a 300ZX, it's worth it, they're a lot of fun. And I've had both, and they both are really fun to have, honestly. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this video if it helped you out or if you enjoyed it.